Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Okoye from Black Panther. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself, then get us going. Alright, Okoye forever, right? I'm going to say that with every Black Panther character. Oh, insert name, forever. You know why? You know how long we're going to do it? Forever. Alright, so I'm going to have her in kind of a kick butt pose. I was going to say something else, but it's a little... I was going to use the bad A word, but you know what? I'm not going to use that language. I'm going to talk like a normal person. We're going to kick butt. She's going to have a kick butt pose. I don't know why I'm stressing this part right now when I should just be drawing. Because you know why? You know why? Because I need to entertain myself whenever I'm doing this drawing. Gotta entertain myself. How do you entertain yourself? I sing to myself. I sing my actions. So I'm doing my drawing, I'm doing my drawing, putting my pencil to the paper. A do. Pretty exciting, huh? All right. So, wasn't I gonna start a whole new web channel or YouTube channel? Something called like Bad Songs or something like that. I don't know. I guess it's a good thing I didn't, huh? But you know what? Nobody watches this part, so I'm not worried about it. So that's also why I can just say whatever I want and just sing my songs, because nobody's watching. Nobody's watching. Not this part, but that's okay. Alright, so let's see. I need to go a little faster because there's a lot of detail in this costume, and I want to have time for it. Alright, so I think also I'm going to have her holding her spear like this, in a like a fighting stance, you know? Alright, so also that means it's going to be up here, by the way I just drew the hand. Okay, that'll work. And, ooh, let's do this with her hand. It's going to be kind of a in a kick butt pose kind of position, like come at me, bro. Alright. Looking good. Are you drawing too? Is anybody there? Are you just waiting for the Sharpie portion? That's okay. I totally get it. I just got to sketch real fast so I can get there too. Because that's all we want to do. Have some fun. Drawing with Sharpies. Having some fun. Alright. So here's the other thing. I've talked about this before. I am not a good caricature artist. So I can't draw her. I can't draw the actress. I can draw a woman. I can make her look pretty. I can give her 2 eyes and a nose. But I'm not good at drawing likenesses. Does that make sense? Okay. So once I need to work on it, you know, I need to practice it, obviously. But it's like once you know what you're good at and you work with, you can either work at it to get better, or you can accept it and not stress about it. And that's kind of where I am. I'm just gonna, you know, not stress about it and work with that for right now. Maybe we'll work on that. Maybe I'll start to YouTube that And what I mean by that is learn, and then maybe I'll do my own if I can figure it out. You know, maybe I can figure out the secrets to good caricature work. I think it's just the word too, caricature. You know, I don't like that word, caricature. It sounds like I'm saying something wrong. All right. Okay, I think I'm happy with the shape of her head, with where it's going. And okay, yeah, so I think that sketch is good enough that I can add detail on top of that and I'll be happy with it. Ooh, no, let me do this. Hang on a second. She's got like gloves, not gloves, but gauntlets, and a couple of, yeah, just little details I want to not forget about. Okay, all right, I think that'll work. Now we can switch over. So I'm going to erase these sketch lines, and what's going to be left are thicker, darker lines, and that's what we want to work with, the confidence lines. So I just need to erase the sketchiness, and we'll get going. All right, and we'll welcome everybody that skipped over to the Sharpie portion, which is pretty much all of you, you know, and I get that, no big deal, I'm not worried about it. I'm happy anybody watches any part of this, really. So, you know, good for you, good for you. All right, but I just need to erase lightly and leave a ghost of an image to work with. Not scary ghost, don't get scared. All right, okay, I think that's good enough. Yeah. All right, let's welcome everyone that skipped. All right, welcome skippers, welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a drawing every single day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point and can find things that the fine point can't quite find. So, I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the lighter lines, and the darker images, or the darker image, is a ghost of an image that I can trace over and will disappear behind the Sharpie. So I'm going to use the Sharpie pen first because I can control the thickness of the lines much better than the other one, and work with the finer details like the face. So I've got her head turned like this a little bit, so the eyes are going to be like this, and they're going to be that way. Okay, so I'm going to draw the top of the lids first and make sure I've got them parallel to the angle of the head. So I'm going to draw like this, looks good, and like that, looks good to me. Not perfect, but I'm going to adjust it, but it's at a good angle to each other. Okay, so I'm going to draw some retinas, the color part, like this, to define a little bit of where we are. Now, because of how tiny this is for the pupil, I'm just going to do a few little dots. You don't have to do this at all if you don't want to, and actually I don't have to either, but because I've got a little bit of room, I'm going to try to make it work. So now I'm going to give her just a little bit of eye makeup, just to give her like a cat eye, you know. She doesn't really have cat eye makeup, but when I'm drawing with Sharpies, that's the easiest way for me to draw makeup. And ooh, look at that. Look at that. I'm trying to make that work. And I'm not going to draw the underside of the eye. So what I normally do is just come in and kind of tuck it in like this. That implies the bottom part of the eye. I'll do the same thing here. And again, just add a little bit of eye makeup like that. And I'm going to stop right there because these will start to bleed. So I have to be careful about what lines I put in here for this tiny little Sharpie. So now I'm going to draw some eyebrows like this. And I'm going to go ahead and draw the bridge of the nose like that, just to define a few things for me. And I could draw this brow like that. Okay, not perfect. It doesn't look exactly like her, and that's okay. I just needed to define a few things, and then color will help us hide a few more, you know? So let me try to bring that in a little bit, because there's only so much I could do here. It's gonna start to bleed. I gotta walk away. I gotta walk away. Okay, so I'm gonna draw her nose. I'm gonna go ahead and draw the other part of the bridge. I'm gonna come down there for a nostril. I'm gonna come down like this. And I'm gonna come over here to this side and draw like this, and that part of the nostril. Now, I want to draw a little bit extra, like bring it up like this, and bring just a bulb of the nose, just a little bit like that. Like I said, color is gonna help us with the rest of that, because the drawing is so tiny I can only add so much. So I'm going to draw her mouth. I can't turn my paper, so this is kind of hard. So I'm going to draw her mouth like this. Okay, and I'm going to add the lips like this. And that's as far as I can take that, because again, this is going to start to bleed, and I don't want to go any further with these lines. So now I'm going to go ahead and draw the rest of her head. I'm going to start off with her eye right here. Draw her cheekbone to her lip, her cheek, like that, to her chin. I'm going to go ahead and draw the chin, and I'm going to start to thicken some of this up too, because when I switch over to the big Sharpie, it's really going to change. It's going to be a drastic thickness change. So I'm just going to kind of prepare for that and thicken up some of my outer edge here. Okay? So let's work our way back here. And so also by thickening up, I can hide the mistakes I'm about to make, because when you're drawing like just the shape of a head, you're gonna get bumpy. It's not gonna be perfect, and that's okay, because we can hide it with thickness. So there you go, not too bad, but see how that's pointy right there? Let's see if we can hide that by thickening up certain parts and trying to make it all smooth. So I'm gonna come underneath like that, then go on top on this side, and that kind of straightened it out. So not too bad, but it's more than anything, it's something I can live with, and that's what I'm happy about. So now I'm gonna draw her ear. Bring it in like this. Now give me a place I can connect right there. Again, I'm gonna thicken that up a little bit. I'm gonna draw her ear like this. Okay, and then I can draw her jawline up to her ear, and then I'm going to draw her neck down. But I'm going to stop there because she has that cool, I guess necklace, but it's like a choker that's ringed. A ringed choker is what I'm trying to say. So in doing that, I'm going to kind of accent it like this. And again, I'm going to thicken that up. I'm going to do the same thing here, and that's where I'm going to want to connect it right here. And this is where we're going to start with a lot of the detail and skip some of it, because we can't do all of it, but we want to do some of it. So I'm just going to kind of do this just to accent the rings. Okay, so here we go. Again, there's only so much of this detail I'm going to be able to put in, but I want to try to get as much as I can in. So I'm going to switch over to the big Sharpie and then come back with that for the smaller detail, okay? So I'm going to draw her necklace and draw some like squiggly doos just to guide where this is going to be, but also I need to get going with the rest of the body, okay? So let's see. Let's draw her shoulder right here. And she does have like some really cool shoulder pads, I guess. So I'm going to accent certain parts, and then again I'm going to add just a little bit of detail on certain ones, and just to accent the look of it, because we can't draw it all. I want to, but it's almost too much, you know. And I'm drawing by the way the sketch is, so I'm not just drawing random lines. I know exactly where I'm building, so just kind of bear with me, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Alright, so here I'm going to draw like a necklace, so I'm going to draw... Actually, I'm not. I'm going to let the other Sharpie do that. I'm just going to draw her body. Okay, so I'm going to draw her breast right here. I'm going to come in, and this is where her detail is going to kick in with the design of the outfit. Okay, and again, I know it seems like I'm just drawing random stuff, but it's a plan. I've got this all planned. It's a sketch. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna come back and add just a little bit of detail for like the necklace. So something like this. And again, it doesn't have to be exact. You don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going by the picture, playing with what's possible, you know? There we go. So see, by just those few little lines and details, we've added detail, I guess. I'm trying to find a better word than detail because I already used that, but that's good enough, right? Detail is a great word. So the detailing in her arms, like the material there, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do that with color because we just want to do hard edges right now. So since we're here, let's go ahead and give us some start-stop points. So I'm going to draw this big old thing hanging down right here, like this. And it doesn't have all these little jagged points, but it's going to help me with the design. So that's kind of why I'm doing that. All right. So I'm going to connect the breast right there. And then, so now I've got a start-stop point so I can actually draw the arm. So I'm going to come in here and add a little bump for where her sleeve protector is connected. It's just a little detail that I wanted to do. Same thing. There's the crook of her arm. So now I can actually add this and add the strap that holds it together like that. Just a little, you know, extra detail, and I'll add also some creases to the arm, to the material, because that is cloth, whereas opposed to this is armor, leather, that kind of thing. So here we go. So we're going to draw her forearm, connect it right there, same thing to the elbow, but she has these gauntlets that are pretty kick butt, like that, and they are like this. They have rings and whatnot. So we'll go ahead and add just a few, just like that, just to give it a cool little extra. Okay. All right. So this hand is going to be holding the spear. So I'm going to draw her sleeve, which ends right there, like that. That sleeve basically, and I'm going to draw her hand. I know this is a lightsaber. This is not a a spear, but I'm going to draw her hand kind of open like this. Okay. So that being said, we're going to draw the thumb over like this, and that's an extra little bump. I didn't need that. That's okay. I'll fix that later. So basically her hand's open or over something, so that means her fingers are raised. Okay? So they're not closed. It's not a closed fist. Like that. So let me add some extra detail with the small Sharpie so it'll kind of connect a few of these things. This other Sharpie is so thick that it's kind of hard to add a lot of detail. But the whole point is I want you to be able to use what's lying around the house. You know, you don't have to go and buy whole new art materials. That's great if you do, but you don't have to, you know? Oh, you know what? Let's use the straight edge for the spear. I'm sorry, I didn't even think about that. I should have told you that before. Let's do something like this. And watch, we're gonna pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, because I'm gonna go for its cool little technique here. Okay, so I'm gonna do this, and then this. So in doing that, so now we're gonna bump it. No, we're not gonna bump it up. We're gonna go over just a little bit, and the reason I'm doing that is I want to give it like another level. There, so see how it's kind of indented a little bit? That way it's kind of, here, let me do this side and I'll show you exactly what I was trying to do. And here I'm eyeballing it. I'm just kind of looking at what's about level. Oops. There we go. Just to draw that line like that. You know what, I forgot to do it here, but I'll just do it by hand. All right, so now I'm gonna bump it up just a little bit. And again, I'm eyeballing this, so don't worry if it's not perfect, because mine's not gonna be, but I'm okay with that. All right. Okay, so see how we got like a raised little level thing? Let me come back with this Sharpie real fast and just kind of connect it. And so now we've got a spear that's kind of, it's got different levels, see? And we just did something cool and fun just by playing around with moving the Sharpie, moving the ruler. Okay, so one last thing, we'll do the spear. And so this is pretty much like this with rings all around it, but we're not going to worry about that. We don't have time to draw all those little parts. We're just going to draw the tip of the spear now. So bring that in a little bit. I'm kind of going by that line just to see how it got it level. And yes, I'm using a smaller Sharpie because I'm going to go with a finer point. Okay. And that Sharpie, this one can't quite get that point. And I'm eyeballing this. I'm not even going to worry about it. But to do it, let's do this. This will give us a guide of what's straight and an accent. So something like this. So now we just have to, let's see if I can find, yeah, it's more of a point. So no, I'm going to eyeball it. I was going to use a straight edge, and you should, you've got it there, but I don't have time. I'm just going to get going. Like that. Let me draw this other side over here. Thicken it up a little bit. And give it a point. Booyah! All right, here we go. And let's do this. Let's accent this real quick. There we go. All right, get back in my position with my chair. Okay. All right, back to the drawing. So I'm going to stick her other arm out over on this side. And so I'm going to draw what I had over here, like this little protective armor piece. Again, there's going to be a strap holding that on. So I'm just going to draw her arm into her crook of her elbow. We're going to come in here. We're going to do a little divot for that strap I was talking about. Let's go ahead and do it so before we forget, because I'm notorious for forgetting stuff. I'm going to draw some stress lines here just because I can. Oops, I always do that. I always go crazy and just start drawing whippy lines everywhere. Alright, better stop there. So here, so same thing, she's got gloves on and gauntlets. So I'm gonna draw her forearm there to the gauntlet. Draw that kick butt gauntlet like this. Clean that up a little bit. And this hand is just going to be out because I kind of have her in a you know, like a come at me bro kind of position, kind of. Oh, you know what else? This is what I'm telling you. This is why I'm notorious for forgetting about stuff. I didn't connect that hand. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, there we go. So the reason I remembered is because I wanted to pick this up for a little beaded bracelet, and I wanted it to be a little thinner than the big fat Sharpie. There. Alright, so now I'm just going to draw our hand pretty much out like that. Nothing too crazy. I'm just going to draw the thumb into the hand. And I just pretty much have her hand just all closed off. I don't know why I just did that little divot. I have all the fingers together. So let's do the pinky. We'll go ahead and draw that first because that is over everything. Ring finger. Then we're going to do the middle finger. That helps with the finger. Look, that finger looks like it's cut off now. So let's try to fix that. That's what I was saying. I don't know why I did that divot. It just got all bumped up. We'll just say that's a little in the dark. There's a shadow right there. All right. And so now I'm just going to add just a little bit of detail just to kind of you know, make the folds of the hand work. And I tend to do too many, so I need to stop, right? So something like that. And there we go. I'm going to walk away because that's already too many lines. Okay, so now I'm going to draw the rest of her costume. So she's got straps like this, and that also helps accent where the breasts are. And so now I'm going to draw the other side like this. There we go. All right, so now she's got like a skirt and material hanging down. So I think I want to draw, let's see, let's draw this part here first. Okay, and it's got a little bit of a texture, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this, do that for material, and make sure that's connected. So yeah, speaking of material, there's a lot of stuff on the front here, but it's almost like too much to draw. So I'm just going to add a little bit of detail like this, and then I think color will take care of the rest. So that way I'll add a little bit of something like this. But before I go too crazy with everything, because there's a nice pattern right here, I'm going to let color do it. So this will just give us a guideline, okay? Get that out of the way. All right, so now I'm going to draw just some dingly danglies hanging down because she's got cool stuff hanging off of her skirt. So I'm just going to do something like this. Then I'm going to try to add a little extra because there's all kinds of crazy little things hanging off of it. I don't know what it is. It's really cool, but you know, we don't have time for all the detail, just some of the fun stuff. But yeah, it looks like it's like braided, like it's a bunch of different pieces of stuff. So we can add just a frayed end like that, and we'll do the other one over here too before I forget. So I'm just going to kind of hang it off, same thing, like this. And I wanted to draw them first because I wanted them in front of everything instead of covering them up. Okay. And you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. Again, see, I'm just drawing random little squiggly squags all over the whole thing just to give it texture. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we're just basically drawing legs and skirts. So there's all kinds of material and stuff hanging down. So we're just going to kind of add some accoutrement, as I believe is what the French say. Like this, and that'll give us, you know, just some material, material. I don't know why I'm trying to find better words. Every time I come up with something, every time I think, I'm like, ooh, yeah, let's call it, or let's call it, or let's call it. You know what? Stop calling it. Just draw, old man. Okay, so there's that part of the dress. Again, I'm going to add the extra texture and cloth stuff over here like that. Okay, so her material's coming down like this, and so I can draw now her legs like that. Let's see, her legs are going to come down here like this. Okay, and it looks like it's just cloth to a boot. I'm going to draw the boot like this. Draw the heel down to the toe like this, and I'll add some extra texture, stress lines just for the boot like that. There we go. Same thing, this is cloth. We'll add just some extra little stress lines, just because, like I said, we know it's cloth, we know it bends, so it helps to make it come alive. All right, so same thing, we're going to draw her leg here. It's going to come down here. Most of it's covered up by this, so we really can't draw anything until the boot anyway. So we'll just kind of draw that for her leg. We'll close off that skirt for the back, and then it's going to hang down here. So since I've got a start-stop point, I will go ahead and add that. I'm just going to kind of drag it down like this, and it's going to be connected over here, so we're going to work our way back up like that. And we'll go ahead and add like some holes, just like that, just to give it a texture, you know? Alright. So same thing, we're just going to draw the boot. Again, most of it's covered up, so all we're going to do is come in here for the back. We're going to imagine the front is right there underneath that, coming down here this way. So again, we're going to draw her heel to the toe, and bring it back up. Alright, so let's just draw a little bit of detail, a little bit of stress, like we were saying. There we go. So, make sure there's nothing else I want to add. A little bit of extra stress lines. And there we go. Done. So, I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Okoye from Black Panther.
So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.